Hello, my name is HQ of HQ Reacts. Welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the stream, and click the notification button for new content. Thank you.
Hey, y'all. This lovely Tuesday afternoon. We have all of this drama. This is a presidency filled with that kind of drama. Boy, but today we have some, news that is ongoing because we got Marjorie Taylor Greene to hit the door. She opened up all kinds of stuff. So let's listen to Marjorie Taylor hit the door, and then we'll have a little commentary about why.
That she put up moments ago. This is her message to Georgia's 14th district. She is saying thank you to her constituents again.
Which is represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C. and just never fit in. Americans are used by the political industrial complex of both political parties, election cycle after election cycle, in order to elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other side more. And the results are always the same. No matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman. The debt goes higher, corporate and global interests remain Washington's sweethearts, American jobs continue to be replaced, whether it's by illegal labor or legal labor by visas or just shipped overseas. Small businesses continue to be swallowed by big corporations. Americans' hard-earned tax dollars always fund foreign wars, foreign aid, and foreign interest. And the spending power of the dollar continues to decline. The average American family can no longer survive on a single breadwinner's income, as both parents have to work in order to simply survive. And today, many in my children's generation feel hopeless for their future and don't think they will ever realize the American dream. And that breaks my heart. I ran for Congress in 2020 and have fought every single day believing that Make America Great Again meant America first. I have one of the most conservative voting records in Congress, defending the First Amendment, Second Amendment, unborn babies, because I believe God creates life at conception, and I love to fight for the little guy. Strong, safe borders, I have fought hard for that. I fought against COVID tyrannical insanity and mandated mass vaccinations, and I've never voted to fund foreign wars with your hard-earned tax dollars. However, with almost 1 year into our majority, the legislature has been mostly sidelined. We endured an 8-week shutdown, wrongly resulting in the House not working for the entire time, and we are entering campaign season, which means all courage leaves and only safe campaign re-election mode is turned on in the House of Representatives.
Now she's running down all the grievances that people have with the House of Representatives. She's running down all those grievances that we got. She's hitting all the right notes. I don't think she's getting a job on The View. They definitely would not get along with her. She is something else. It's not a matter of her getting something else. Look, if I had the money in the bank that she had in the bank, I wouldn't do jack shit but lay on a beach and show my ass. That's all I would do. Why would she need to stay in the house and fight? Because the whole point was she was just a loudmouth blonde who happened to get elected in her district, unopposed, no competition. She was nothing ever spectacular. She was just a plain old, I'm going to talk the loudest, I'm going to be the most boisterous, I'm going to be X, Y, and Z. She made $40 million in however long, 5 years. Why the hell would she need to stay where she's at? She can sit down and figure out what she wants to do with the rest of her life. She can sit down for 2 years.
During the longest shutdown in our nation's history, I raged against my own speaker and my own party for refusing to proactively work diligently to pass the plan to save Americans' health care and protect Americans from outrageous, overpriced, and unaffordable health insurance policies. The House should have been in session working every day to fix this disaster. But instead, America was force-fed disgusting political drama once again from both sides of the aisle on television every single day. My bills, which reflect many of President Trump's executive orders, like calling for a new census counting Americans only to draw new districts, making English the official language of the U.S., making it a felony to medically trans a minor, and other bills like eliminating capital gains taxes on the sale of your primary home and eliminating H-1B visas just sit. They all sit collecting dust. That's how it is for most members of Congress bills. The speaker never brings them to the floor for a vote.
Damn, she's spilling all the damn tea. She telling all the fucking secrets. You think they gonna let her back in the House or the Senate or anything else after she spills tea like this? I don't know. She might want to run, but
many common Americans are no longer easily convinced by paid political propaganda spokespersons and consultants on TV and paid shills on social media, obediently serving with cult-like conviction to force others to swallow the political party talking points. Because they know how much credit card debt they have, they know how much their bills have gone up over the past 5 years. They actually do their own grocery shopping and know food costs too much. Their rent has increasingly gone up and up. They have been outbid by corporate asset managers.
Eric, and it's my duty to call you a zombie.
Managers too many times when they put in an offer to buy a house. They have been laid off after being forced to train their visa holding replacement. The college degree they were told to earn only left them in debt with no big six-figure salary.
Finally, she's being honest with the American people. Because most of y'all like to gaslight. Most of you Republicans like to gaslight. You say some wild shit, and then people got to figure out where the hell you get that wild shit from. She's telling the truth now because she has an agenda.
They see more homeless people than ever on their own community streets. They can't afford health insurance or practically any insurance, and they just aren't stupid. These are the people I represent and love because that is who all of my family and friends are, common Americans. I've been blessed to represent the 14th District of Georgia for 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. She's done insider trading. No, I don't know whether she has 40 million. Reports say between 10 and 40 million. I don't know. I haven't really looked it up. I'm assuming it's at least 20 million. But the thing is, where can you make 20 million? Go from 700,000 owning a house, with this is included, her house is included in 750. Having 750 net worth to 20 million in 5 years. She did a lot of insider trading. That's how she made the money. That's how most people in Congress make their money, through insider trading.
The district is filled with some of the most wonderful, kind-hearted, God-fearing, patriotic.
What does what mean, Eric Vanderweel?
Hardworking people you will ever meet. Good, regular, common Americans. I've worked hard to bring taxpayer dollars back home to help district needs. I impeached Biden's Secretary of Homeland after watching my constituents die as he facilitated dangerous open border invasion into America.
Dangerous border open invasion. Wow.
About Marjorie Taylor Greene, because the thing for me was, I saw Wicked this weekend. I was one of the people that went. And, the central revelation in Wicked is when Elphaba realizes that the wizard which whom she has been defending is not some grand righteous force that is all powerful and all knowing. It's really just, he's really just a small man who uses a lot of mirrors. And I think that what has happened to Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene is that she is a true believer. Like, I don't agree with the things that, many of the things that she believes and she has advocated for, but you cannot say that she is not a true believer in MAGA. She has built her entire political identity tethered to this mythology, frankly, of Trump, that he is someone that truly believed in America first, that if he got back in office, he would, clean up the swamp, he would release the Epstein files, right? He would put this MAGA first, this America first agenda front and center. But at every single turn, she is seen up close and personal as a person inside the machinery, that is not the truth. And so I also think that there is, and I read the video was also a...
Yeah, but that's a lot of people think. A lot of people feel like Trump does America first. Trump has never done America first. Even in his first term, he thought about himself and himself alone. Now, he's just very blatantly obvious with the fleecing of the American people. He's just very obvious with what he's doing now. And people are standing by and saying, God damn, why ain't nobody saying nothing? They're not saying anything because, we just so astounded with what the fuck he's doing. So he's never been about America. He's never been America first. He's never been America second. So it is what it is. And most of us knew that before we hired him as the president. They hired him as the president.
Statement. So I read the entire statement, and I think I saw a lot of disappointment in that statement, and just a realization that,
of course, Matt, of course, he enriched his whole family. I mean, they've been losing money because of that cryptocurrency, but he enriched his whole family. And Jared Kushner became a billionaire by getting a business deal with that Saudi Arabian royal prince. Some kind of deal with that Saudi Arabian royal prince. He became a billionaire because of that.
What she thought it was, the all-powerful, grand knowing, the force, it actually wasn't that. And that disappointment was something that she's sitting with, but also something she's not willing to continue to defend that any longer.
Marjorie Taylor Greene finally did something productive for the country. She retired. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is officially retiring from Congress, right? But I need you to look a little closer at something. Look at the date. And when I say look at the date, she's literally resigning 2 days after her congressional pension becomes permanent. And we're not talking 2 years, 2 weeks, or 2 months. 2 days after that pension becomes permanent, then she's gonna leave. See, remember, Marjorie Taylor Greene spent years in Congress doing nothing for the American people. She was too busy yelling, arguing, fighting imaginary dragons, and cosplaying as a political WWE wrestler. Now that pension's about to kick in, she ready to go back home and just chill. She never passed any meaningful policy, and she never improved anybody's life. She didn't solve a single issue facing regular people in America, and she only latched her wagon onto the Epstein thing because it was a way that she could kind of go out looking like she ain't totally deplorable.
I ain't mad at her. Fuck. I told you, I just said, where the hell would I be able to make $20 million in 5 years? I do the same fucking thing. She know what time it is. People think she got some smart move, some weird move she doing. Hell no. I'd be sitting on my ass on a beach somewhere with my 20 million, my 40 million. She ain't got no little damn kids, right? Or kids or teenagers or whatever. It ain't like she got all that money. She's still young enough to find another husband, another boyfriend, sit on the beach, go to Europe. She got plenty and just sit back and then maybe lead another MAGA movement. Who the fuck know? Don't nobody know what that lady gonna do.
And now she's about to walk away with a congressional pension like she did all these years of honorable service. Now people like her will scream government's bad all day, but they won't leave until they guarantee and lock up that pension from Congress. Government ain't the problem. Accountability is. And you gotta hold elected officials accountable like Marjorie Taylor Greene that came to Washington, did nothing, and now she gets to sit at home with a fat pension.
That ain't her fault. I ain't mad at you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. It ain't her fault. The heads of the Speaker of the House is the ones who put you to work. Don't be mad at her that she got the system work for her and then 5 years in, she out of there. I'd do the same thing.
She put things in place to take yours.
This is all good for the country. It may be bad for Donald Trump. It may be bad for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not exactly sure what she's doing. I'm not exactly sure of her strategy. Do you know? This morning, I woke up thinking about how fast everything is unraveling right now. How it's just in just a matter of a few days, the same people who once claimed that they were unshakable marched behind Donald Trump like he was the second coming. And now they're peeling.
Yeah, that's their welfare plan. So all you got to do is work in the Senate, work in government, or work. I don't know how long it is for regular government, but to work in the Senate or whatever, 5 years, and you got that pension.
Off.
Yeah.
It's kind of like paint, right? In a cheap apartment, you know, when your landlord does the cheap thing so you can move in. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the woman who once treated Trump like both prophet and president, and now, after 1 week of pressure, she is out with videos and long posts tearing into him to shreds. Now, is it amazing to watch? Yes. It's not quiet disagreement at all. It's not a political distancing. This is full on fury. Now, he was interviewed, and I think he says, I still like her. I just disagree with her. I don't know. I don't believe that. This is, I would call.
Well, Donald Trump is saying that because he don't want to lose the base. He don't want to lose the people that like Marjorie Taylor Greene. So that's why he got. Now, y'all, when has that damn president ever been nice to anybody? When has that president ever been nice to a woman or anything else? He ain't no way. He said his initial reaction to her is his real reaction to her. Get the hell on, country bumpkin. Get the hell on. That's exactly what his real thought is. Okay. He said, I can't be dealing with nobody with no deranged syndrome. I can't be dealing with nobody who want to call me 2, 3, 10 times a day. I ain't trying to do that. He told her to get the hell on. That was his first reaction. The only reason why he done came back and said, oh, I'm trying to be nice to her. She's a nice lady. Is because he don't want to lose the rest. If you ain't a goofy, you know that the Republican Party is bleeding people like fucking water.
All this screaming to the phone that he's calling him weak, calling his team corrupt, and accusing him of betraying the American people. So she posted online first that she was resigning. And so there's a long post of her, several pages long. And then she, you see all of the text. And then she put out a 10-minute long video. Now, I'm not going to play the entire 10 minutes, but here's a good chunk of it. Watch this and tell me what you think.
Oh, we ain't playing that. We done with you. So let's do this last person. Talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene, because this last person may have an idea of exactly why she quit.
Against me and tried to destroy me. It's all so absurd and completely unserious.
Politicians don't quit when they're strong.
So she out of there. She can tell the writing on the wall. This is kind of true what this person said. She lost the regular base. She got a little bit of base, but not a lot. And on top of that, the Trump gonna come up with some bullshit, right? The Trump came up with a freaking, what was that? Right after she quit, the freaking president come out with some garbage. He gonna unveil himself a healthcare plan. This president keeps introducing things time and time again to distract us from everything. I don't understand why we keep getting these distractions from everything. This president, we go from one extreme to the next. How is it that this president, because I don't know about you all. Hey, Nicole, I don't know about you all, but I ain't heard not nail one thing about no healthcare plan, healthcare release. I ain't heard now nothing about no plan until this week, until yesterday or Sunday. When the hell did the president decide that he gonna unveil a new healthcare plan? I thought the Republicans didn't want no healthcare plan. They really don't want no healthcare plan. But Donald Trump is trying to shove the Obamacare, the rest of Obamacare down their throat as though it is theirs because they know it's a losing ticket. You let all those people lose their health care and it's over. It's almost over. This president is swinging from pillar to post. Listen.
Commentators David Urban and Bakari Sellers. And David, I want to start with you. I do a morning show from time to time, and we came in this morning and we were convinced that there was going to be a healthcare plan of some sort or proposal announced today. Why? Because there was a serious float, because the White House floated that it was likely to come. It was in Axios, it was in Politico, it was in Punchbowl. We, of course, were told whispers of it. We were even given some of the details.
When the hell did he come up with a healthcare plan? That's wild.
About it. But then, late today, nope, nothing. So what happened? The float didn't go so well?
Hey, John, you've seen that. I think it's about that time for that Charlie Brown.
We didn't create Obamacare, Tony Tigers. A Republican created Obamacare. Get it correct.
Thanksgiving special to be replayed, perhaps, right? Where the ball gets yanked away. Look, the healthcare is incredibly, incredibly complex. And there's,
it's like every day is something else. Yesterday, it was the Republicans quitting. Today, it's a healthcare plan. What the hell is it going to be tomorrow? This is what I mean by waking up every day and we got a whole nother thought process that we got to deal with this president. This shit is sickening. We're going to have 3 years of this shit. Obama didn't create Obamacare. Obamacare was created by a Republican. Stop it.
This is a plan that's going to require buy-in from tons and tons of Republicans up and down the ticket in the House and in the Senate. Lots of folks are going to have to stand for re-election in the midterms. And what this plan looks like is going to be very consequential to them. And so I think that when whispers of the plan got out there, as you say, members of the House, members of the Senate said, hey, we want to hear some more details before this gets rolled out because we're going to have to pass it. We're going to have to implement it. We're going to have to do a lot of these things. I think most members of the House who are Republicans.
The name of Obamacare used to be called Romney Care. Romney Care. From Mitt Romney. Dummy, Tommy, Tigress, dummy. Mitt Romney, Obama just took Mitt Romney's bill called Romney Care when he made it in Massachusetts and he turned it and he tweaked it and made it Obamacare. It was Mitt Romney's Obamacare first. Goofy.
And Senate would like to see the cost curve get bent. I don't think anybody realistically thinks they can chuck Obamacare, but it sure needs to be fixed because since it's been signed into law, healthcare has not gotten any cheaper. It's gotten more and more and more expensive and costs have kept going up. So something has to be done.
The cost of Obamacare, the cost of Medicare went up. Kid, that's the stupidest thing. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's a simple fucking Google, you dweebs. So all you got to do is Google it. Where did Obama get Obamacare from? They got it from Romney, called Romney Care of Massachusetts. Jesus. Simple Google.
You just can't keep throwing money at it.
What made Republicans nervous, though? Because it was a 2-year extension of the Obamacare subsidies. It was an income cap, maybe at 700% of the poverty level for recipients, and a requirement of some kind of premium payment. Someone balked on the Republican side, David?
Yeah, I mean, presumably, John, right? Presumably more Republicans may say, look, we want deeper cuts. We want money to go certain places. They're
See, the Republicans sabotaged Obamacare from day one. The only flaw in the Obamacare, the biggest flaw in Obamacare was the fact that the subsidies and all that went to rich insurance companies. We get that. But many people had health insurance, and the health insurance premiums were low enough where it was good enough for everybody to be on Obamacare. Now, the Republicans started tinkering around Obamacare. fucking with it, trying to get rid of it, trying to delete it, trying to get it done by the courts. They ended up taking out the individual mandate. The individual mandate was put into the healthcare so that everybody had to be in the healthcare system. Everybody had to contribute, get into it, so that the cost would be lower because it would help cover the people that were, pre-existing conditions and whatnot. It would help with that. But seeing as how the Republicans tinkered around with it and took the individual mandate out, then the regular cost started to skyrocket and everything else. So this is where we are with the Obamacare. And because of the COVID, Obamacare and all of that, insurance companies was going to raise the rates and whatnot. They raised all the rates, and then it started to get expensive because of COVID, people getting sick, X, Y, and Z. And so Biden put in some extra subsidies so people could afford the insurance. Okay, so these are the extra subsidies that are expiring this December. But the Republicans and the Senate and the House did not want to do any kind of medical. They cut all that medical out when they did the big, beautiful bill. So when they did the big, beautiful bill, they cut all that extra subsidy and all that out. And now Trump, in the last ditch effort to get people to come back to the Republican side, is offering a Medicare plan. So this is what it is, and it's still an Obamacare plan.
135 members, right? Each one of those, it's like counting, hamsters in a cage. You think everybody doesn't have an opinion on this, John? There are a lot of tough phrases coming up. A lot of members are going to be on the bubble, especially on this issue. And I think that they want to have some buy-in, have some say before they have to walk a plank on something.
Bakari, there were Democrats who were saying of this plan when the contours were being leaked this morning, maybe it doesn't sound so bad. I mean, what does it tell you that the White House was there maybe earlier and now not there later?
It tells me that those Democrats probably have an election and a tough seat. There's nobody who believes that Republicans know how to fix healthcare in this country.
Luke Skywalker, that is the play. It is the play. You think he don't have a back door where he gonna get money? He has a back door. He knows that the Republicans don't want to do Medicare or Medicaid or any kind of insurance. That's wild. So now he's trying to force it down the Republicans' throat. That's what he's trying to do and make them take it. Right. That's what he's going. It's some backdoor bullshit.
What Barack Obama did with the Affordable Care Act, we call it Obamacare affectionately, was make sure that he expanded healthcare coverage for millions of Americans, whether or not you were going up to 26 years old, whether or not we were expanding Medicaid in different states, whether or not we were eliminating the ability for insurance companies, and David probably remembers this, but insurance companies could kick you off or not cover you because of pre-existing conditions. Right. Barack Obama eliminated all of that. Does it need tweaks? Does it need help? Does it need work? Yeah. But we've realized a long time ago, ever since John McCain did the infamous thumbs down, that Republicans...
You need to go somewhere, Red Hood Zombie. You really do need to go somewhere. And that's the problem. Half of y'all think y'all know everything and y'all don't know jack shit. Half of y'all don't know jack shit. Half of y'all didn't even know that the Medicare plan that Obama made or he tweaked was Romney Care, was a Republican who made that Obamacare. Half y'all didn't even know that. Just goofy.
Don't know how to fix healthcare. That is a fact. They've been running on repeal and replace Obamacare for how long? I mean, my kids...
Yes, they've been running on repeal and replace since Obama put it into place in 2009 or 10. And they ain't came up with a plan yet because the Republicans don't want to cover nobody in medical insurance. They don't want to cover nobody. They don't want to pay for no subsidies. They don't have no kind of medical plan. That's why Trump is shoving it down their throat, because that he knows the wave of blue, the blue wave, November 2026, gonna be ugly if you don't do something about medical.
Weren't born. My kids weren't born. They'll be celebrating their 7th birthday in January. My kids weren't born.
Yes, it was, because I used to have it. Yes, it was, because I used to have it. Bullshit.
When Republicans started talking about repeal and replace, I mean, that's how laughable it is. Does Obamacare need to be fixed? Yes. Does it need to be updated? Yes. Does it need to grow with the times? Of course. But one of the things you can't do, John and David, is you can't pass the one big, beautiful bill and eliminate the subsidies and then say, oh my God, the healthcare costs are rising. This is why a lot of—
That's what they're saying. They screwed over the Obamacare. The Republicans screwed it over. Every chance they got to tweak with it, to mess with it, to do all of that, they screwed over the Obamacare and then turned it into what it was. They did that. Costs don't go up sky high for no reason. They went up for a reason, because the Republicans kept messing with it.
A lot of people had trouble with the government shutdown. This is why when you look—
We ain't gonna hope for no blue wave. We already got 14 point. We already got a 14-point outlier, and everything else is over 8 points. Ain't gonna be no hope. If the Republicans don't do something, they are in free fall. We don't have jack shit over here as the Democrats. We don't have a damn message. We don't have a leader. We don't have jack shit. And we still kicking their ass. Which means this is all about not liking the Republicans. They can't stand Trump and they can't stand the Republicans. And they're in free fall.
Look at this, and with 50,000-foot lenses, you recognize that the Republicans now own this because they're the reason that the costs are actually spiking.
Well, no plan today. I mean, we know. Hang on, Dave. Hang on.
Yeah.
I just want to shift this a little bit.
Tony, I don't know whether I don't know whether you just mentally ill or not. Because every time you come in the chat, you're talking about Democrats getting kickbacks. You actually think that Marjorie Taylor Greene went from 750,000 to 20 million in 5 years because she wasn't getting kickbacks? Grow the fuck up. Stop talking about Dems as though Dems are the only one doing some bullshit. Your party is doing bullshit too. That's what I don't like about you, Goofy, sometimes. You come in here talking about Republicans are so good, but the Democrats are thieves. No. They're all thieves.
Because we didn't get the announcement of a plan today. Clearly, the White House thinks or thought that they needed to be in this space, although they backed off. Then late today, we have these.
You think they all ain't doing insider trading? Even the Republicans, Kurt? Ain't they all doing it? Okay, then tell dumbass Tony Tiger then.
Comey and Letitia James decisions, and now we're hearing a whole lot of noise there. What do you think voters see, right? If they want people to address healthcare, if they want people to address affordability, but instead what they hear is Comey and Letitia James, is that where they want the focus?
No, listen, I don't think that's where they want the focus at all. And just to correct what thing that Bakari—
They all do it. Listen to your president.
Had personal talks with some Democrats. I can't tell you who they are.
When the hell did he start talking to Democrats, y'all? When did he start talking to Democrats? He talking to Democrats to get the healthcare bill done. When the hell did he start talking to Democrats? It's all a grift. It's all a grift.
I just don't want to do that. It's not fair to them. About paying large amounts of dollars back to the people. You know, this was my idea. It came up during that. You know, oftentimes under times of stress, like the shutdown, you come up with great ideas that you wouldn't have.
How he come up with great ideas when the Democrats been saying we need to make sure that healthcare gets fixed? Now he's talking about fixing the healthcare?
Thought of before. The insurance companies are making a fortune. Their stock is up over 1,000% over a short period of time.
Yeah, we understand all of that. But when did you come up with the idea of getting healthcare?
They are taking in hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're not really putting it back, certainly not like they should. So when I see this, and when I've seen this over the last pretty short period of time, I said, why do we just pay this money directly to the people of our country and let them buy their own health insurance? And you know, I made that statement, and I made it a little bit cavalierly, but it sounded good, and everybody has picked it up, including Democrats.
A little bit cavalierly.
That's right
but
now.
It sounded good. But it sounded good.
About doing that. People love it. We're going to take the money, well, if it gets approved, We're going to take the money. We're going to pay it back to the people of our country to go out and buy health insurance.
Did you guys hear about this? Yesterday, Trump was apparently minutes away from unveiling his health care plan that was reportedly going to extend the ACA subsidies for 2 years. Republicans were caught off guard. They didn't know what this entailed. So when they caught wind of it, they basically, a number of them said they are going to resign if he actually goes forward with this without them discussing it. Because the big hang up here is if they want to, if they're going to extend these ACA subsidies, they want something in return, and it's reportedly going to include additional abortion restrictions. So yeah, ironic, right? Women's healthcare is healthcare. Abortion is healthcare. So they want to restrict this even more, probably wanting a national ban. But they'll give the subsidies for the ACA. The fuck? What do you guys think about this? I know it's probably 2 weeks away, right? Unbelievable.
The White House announced that Donald Trump will reveal his health care plan today. It's supposed to be coming. He's not going to do it. He just said he's not going to do it. Oh, it's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. Anyway, Trump's health care plan that he said he'd be releasing today is apparently just not ready yet. This kind of reminds me of the time when I was a kid and my mom would be like, you have to clean your room. And I'd be like, I did clean my room. And she'd be like, show it to me. And I'd be like, it's not ready yet. I just have one more thing I want to do special to show you my clean room. So it's not ready yet.
House that there's no appetite among House Republicans to extend any Affordable Care Act subsidies. Yes, you heard that correctly. So Democrats got a promise of a vote in the United States Senate to extend ACA subsidies. Then Trump was apparently ready to release a plan that was similar to what some wanted in terms of extending subsidies for 2 years. But now Republicans in the House are saying, we don't actually want to support that and we have no appetite to do it. So you're not going to get a vote on this in the House. You're not going to get an extension of the subsidies if these continue this way. And remember that deal cut by Democrats in the United States Senate? Well, it's not looking too great right now because if you're not going to get a vote in the House, what's the point of a promise of a vote in the Senate? Mind you, that vote in the Senate hasn't even been scheduled yet. We don't know if it'll happen or when it'll happen. And your premiums can go up by 175% as soon as January 1st. Spread the word, follow along, stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about. More to come soon.
But you know, most people are not even applying because I don't know whether it's supposed to be done. When is it done? When it's the law? It's the last time that we can apply for the health care. Does it end December? I mean, does it end this week or does it end in December? I can't tell when it should end. You should be done picked your health care because I know a lot of people don't want to pick it and it'd be too hot.
So we are seeing a stunning, but not all too surprising, delay from the White House. Let me explain. President Donald Trump planned to make an announcement as early as Monday, proposing a framework to address healthcare costs, which included an extension of Obamacare subsidies. Now, according to 2 White House officials, that announcement has been delayed, with one of those officials citing strong Republican congressional backlash to Trump's proposed plan. My colleague Michael Chanel has been on the Hill talking with Republicans. I want to share some of those quotes she's gathered. One Republican saying, I would absolutely not be supportive of this, talking about the upcoming proposal.
See, that's the whole thing. The Republicans in the House are saying, hell no, they don't want you to have health care. They don't want you to get health care. They want it to fail. That's why they're threatening to quit.
From Trump. Another said, I don't see how a proposal like this has any chance of getting majority Republican support. A third said, I wasn't expecting the proposal to be Obamacare light. Now, White House officials assure me an updated plan is coming soon. But this was actually a joke among reporters and staffers on the Hill in Trump's first term, that a new health care plan from Trump was always just a few weeks away, but never actually released. This time, it is a bit different, though, because tens of millions of Americans are weeks away from seeing massive premium spikes to their health care if a solution isn't found. 2 White House officials tell me Donald Trump is feeling that pressure right now.
There's going to be a bloodbath. There's already going to be a bloodbath. It's already going to be a blue blood wave anyway. The whole point is how deep is it going to be? Is it going to drown drown as many Republicans as we can. Hopefully it drowns enough where they get the Senate and the House, because we need to have some legislation move somewhere, somehow. And we're not getting anywhere, which is what Marjorie Taylor Greene has been saying all along. You can't get anything through the House or the Senate because they're always in gridlock, because they don't want to do anything other than line their pockets. That's all they want to do. Ain't no illegals getting free healthcare, Tomas Toaster.
After more than 8 years, Donald Trump's finally going to change the Affordable Care Act. Well, he has a framework for a plan that might happen, and he stole it from Senate Republicans. He's going to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies for 2 years. But he's going to limit those eligible to receive those subsidies to those that make 700% of the poverty line or less. So the maximum is around $110,000 a year. He's also going to encourage individuals to enroll in lower tier premium plans that will cost them less per month and take less of the federal subsidies. And in exchange for that, they will push portions of your subsidies into a flexible spending account or a health savings account. They haven't been clear on that yet, for you to pay the deductible. The problem is those subsidies don't even come close to the deductibles on those plans, which means this plan, these changes, are only going to benefit the health insurance companies that offer significantly less coverage in these lower tiered plans. And on top of that, this is going to harm those Americans that are some of the poorest among us if they decide to save a little extra a month by enrolling in a lower tiered plan to take a portion of their subsidies to pay for a deductible that just went from $1,000 or $2,000 to $10,000. So no, Donald Trump's plan doesn't help anybody once again, other than the insurance companies. If you get rid of the health savings account and pushing people to higher deductible plans, it might have some teeth. But as it sits right now, once again, it harms the poorest among us and only benefits the corporations.
So we don't know what the hell is going on. Donald Trump kept saying he had an insurance plan. Donald Trump kept saying he had a plan, but he don't have a plan. He's never had a plan. Okay? So now he wants to double back, get Obamacare, extend those subsidies because he knows he's in the wrong. He knows he's in the wrong. But you know what? The Republicans, the Republican dudes, the Republican House, the guys say, we ain't going for this. We ain't going for this subsidy. We ain't trying to pay it. We're not trying to do anything related to it. So what does Donald Trump do? What can he do? He can't do jack shit except leave that shit alone. You just gonna take your L, brother. You just gonna take the L.
We have 21 Republicans in the House who will not be running for re-election. But it's not a problem that you can explain away by just saying Republicans are insane. Can't say they're controlled by Trump and all the good people are leaving, because these aren't good people who are leaving. They're just as bad as the ones who are staying. We have 21 Republicans.
Wow. They're just as bad as the ones that are staying. Let's go, Alex.
So you've got some stunning breaking news in from Jake Sherman of Punchbowl News. He says that a senior House Republican has told him that more resignations are coming, that Marjorie Taylor Greene's resignation was just the first of many. But that's not all. There could be enough resignations right now to flip the House before the midterms. Let me read you the statement from Sherman. And so here's the post from Jake Sherman. He says, a few other GOP members messaged us over the weekend.
Here's my question. Why is it that y'all worry about where I get my sources from? Why you don't put stuff in the chat that combats what I say? Because you never can combat what I say. Just because Donald Trump called people liar, don't mean you goofies got to keep saying liar, 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 like you're supposed to believe it. Just because you say it 10, 20, 30 times, don't mean it's the truth. You just don't. You just don't. It's just dumb. It's just dumb.
And saying that they too are considering retiring in the middle of their term. And here's one message from a senior House Republican, quote, "This entire White House team has treated all members like garbage, and Mike Johnson has let it happen because he wanted it to happen. That's the sentiment of nearly all appropriators, authorizers, hawks, doves, rank and file. The arrogance of this White House team is off-putting to members who are run roughshod and threatened. They don't even allow little wins like announcing small grants or even responding from agencies. Not even the high profile, the regular rank and file. It's a tinderbox. Morale has never."
So they be getting treated like dirt over there. They getting treated like nothing over there in the White House, and they salty.
Gavel, and they will lose the majority before this term is out. And then a few hours later, Sherman followed up his post by saying this: "Since this ran this morning, about 4 hours ago, I've gotten countless text messages from House Republicans agreeing with the sentiment and saying, why the hell should we stay in Congress if all we're going to do is vote on censures and be a potted plant?" So buckle up, folks. This is bombshell news. There is chaos right now in the Republican Party. They are freaking out. They are pissed off, all of the things. We're going to keep following it all. Shout out to Punchbowl News and Jake Sherman for that reporting. And remember to follow along and listen to the Midas Touch podcast for more.
Girl, the Republican Party is in shambles. In the wake of Marjorie Taylor Greene resigning late last week.
So Ron Sinclair, you must have not heard of all of those fake MAGA accounts. You must not have heard of all of those that Elon Musk just uncovered. All of those that he uncovered. They each got millions and millions of followers. All those MAGA things that being posted from all of those countries. Elon Musk is the one who did it. Don't blame me. Go over there and deal with that X, because he's the one who uncovered that all of those MAGA accounts that you get that be posting all that MAGA content and America First content. He said it's millions and millions of accounts, and they've been posted from all over the world.
Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives are threatening to resign or planning on actually resigning in the coming weeks.
Yes, so they're going to resign. It's only a matter of when they're going to resign, but it's at least 20 to 30 Republicans and Democrats. I think it's more 20. It might be about 30-ish. They're all retiring, running for different offices and whatnot. And all of these things are happening before next November.
I don't know what their great awakening has been, but I am so interested in finding out. And I love this so much for fucking Mike Johnson. So you know what's going to happen, right? So many Republicans are going to resign that the Democrats are going to get the majority, and that's going to be the end of Trump. Is this the conscience of them finally having enough because he's doing whatever the fuck he wants without Congress? I don't know, but I'm really loving this ongoing soap opera. I wonder who's next. Who would you put your money on? Because I didn't have my money on Marjorie Taylor Greene, so...
Hell no. She was probably the last person we thought. I thought she was going to be a fighter. I thought she was going to be kicking asses and taking names. And she up and quit. Wow.
Abilities are endless.
Guess who's coming next? Guess who's coming next? I don't know how to figure it, but
you see the numbers, it becomes obvious how close Mike Johnson is to losing his gavel. Right now, the Republican count is 219 seats. You need 218 to control the House. Marjorie Taylor Greene has already announced that she is resigning in early January. The moment that becomes official, Republicans drop from 219 to 218, and that puts them at the bare minimum for a working majority with no room left for anyone else to walk. Now, here's the danger zone. There are already rumors circulating, including
Ron Sinclair, you need to take medication and stop eating charcoal because you're talking crazy.
From what Aaron Parnas has been reporting, that more Republicans are privately discussing.
Unfortunately, Tony Tigers, that's not how it is. Unfortunately, it's your party that is hemorrhaging people.
Stepping down. Some are tired of the chaos. Some are frustrated that nothing is getting done, and some are just looking for a way out. If even one of them resigns, along with Green's departure, that 218 drops to 217. And once they hit 217, Republicans no longer hold a real majority. They will only have plurality control, which means that they will have more seats than anyone else, but not enough to govern on their own. At 217, Mike Johnson becomes a speaker in name only. He cannot pass partisan bills. He cannot run the chamber without help. And he would be wide open to a motion to vacate because Democrats would vote as a bloc and only need a few Republicans to end his speakership. And here's the part that nobody's talking about. If these things happen, and it genuinely looks like they might, the Democrats can take back the House before the midterms. If you enjoyed this story, make sure you follow me so you can get more stories like this that you won't see on the news.
So we're seeing reports that Republican representatives in Congress are going to start resigning. MTG was just kind of the canary in the coal mine is what one analyst described her as. But reports are that there are more. There are more who are going to resign, Republicans who are going to resign because they don't like the way that the White House is treating them. There are so many things to say about this, like, anybody who's ever dealt with a narcissist or a bully could have told you, probably did tell you, that once they're done with the people they outwardly don't like, they always come for the people closest to them. And anybody that Trump has ever worked with, he's messed over. So yeah, but instead of staying and fighting, they are going to resign. Which on the one hand will give the Democrats the majority there in Congress, which is fine, either through absence, vacancies, or special elections in which Democrats will be elected. But also, what a wussy way to go out. Republicans, you made this mess. Stay and fight. Impeach him. Article 2 or whatever him. Get rid of this administration. This is your fault. If you resign and you quit, that's you just leaving Democrats once again to clean up your mess. You pussies. And I hate that word. I actually really hate that word. I don't know why it just came out of my mouth. But seriously. So you're going to quit after making a mess. And you're going to leave Democrats to clean it up instead of staying and fighting and doing the right thing. Because it's hard. Because you didn't mean for it to go this way. Everybody could have told you it was going to go this way. Everybody did tell you it was going to go this way.
I hope you have your popcorn ready because what's going on in the House of Representatives is getting good. Yes, it is more dramatic than an episode of General Hospital. Like, the stuff is cooking. Marjorie Taylor Greene just resigned. Coward. Now it's seeming like more and more Republican congresspeople are threatening retirement, stepping down, resigning, things like that, because they are pissed at Mike Johnson. They're pissed at Donald Trump. They say he's bullying them. Mike Johnson won't let them bring anything to the floor. Basically, they're absolutely tied, bound, and gagged because they've allowed this to be a one-man show, and everything comes from Donald Trump at the top. If it doesn't come from him, it doesn't happen. I understand the president exerts a lot of control, but Congress is supposed to be a separate branch. And meanwhile, Mike Johnson is in huge danger of losing his gavel. That is what one GOP member in the House even said is going to happen before the midterms. There are going to be that many people step down to the point where he is going to be potentially voted on to be removed. Yes, MAGA Mike is in steep trouble right now because
that is wild. But then again, you know what? I can't refute it. I can't look at it and say it ain't gonna happen because every day is a circus. Every day we are this is clown shit. Y'all hit the like button, share button, subscribe button, please and thank you. Hit the like button and share button and subscribe button, please and thank you. We have content like this every day. We don't know what's gonna happen. Every day we have a new scenario going on with this president. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. Every day we have something new going on. This president comes out as Yahoo and says something wild, bizarre, does something wild, bizarre. We're on the cusp of another war with Venezuela. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And impeachment may be on the damn table. If we get an opportunity to take the House and the Senate, and your these poll numbers keep falling off a cliff for the Republicans, impeachment might be back on the table, might be on the table.
He has done
including that phone call that Donald Trump did with that Crown Prince too, which is on the table.
all of Trump's bidding and has been an absolute puppet. This is when does this happen? When does this happen where so many members of Congress are threatening to resign and leave their post because the President of the United States is strong-arming them too hard? They've done nothing. They've gotten almost nothing past the budget bill done because everything is so tied up, so chaotic, such a clusterfuck that nothing is happening. So Mike Johnson, it looks like your days are numbered, and it looks like the House majority in Congress is also numbered because people are stepping down, and this thing is going to turn Democrats' way sooner rather than later.
We have some pretty interesting breaking news that's coming out of DC today. We have officially hit a record-breaking number of people who have announced early retirement from the House and the Senate. The list now includes 28 GOP members and 23 DNC members, with 10 of those being senators and 41 of them being House members. Within this list, 22 of them are retiring. Well, the other 19 are running for different seats, whether it's the Senate or governor or whatever that may be. They are retiring as well from those specific seats. We don't actually know. I know there's a lot of click stuff of they're doing it because of blah, 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 blah. We don't know that. What we do know is that we have a record-breaking mass exodus from DC. I highly recommend checking.
And my thing is this: the winds are at the Democrats' back. The winds are at the Democrats' back. And people keep saying, no, you have the goofies in the chat. Of course, you have the zombies in the chat who don't believe poll numbers, who don't believe any of those things, right? You don't believe it. You don't think it's going to happen. The Democrats have the wind at their back. And it's all because of the fatal mistakes that this president has made. All because of the fatal mistakes this president has made.
Out this list so you can figure out who is in your area that is not seeking re-election. This will be constantly updating because a lot of these guys aren't even on here yet, because this thing just updated as of the 22nd, and there's more that are going to be on this list in the coming weeks. So we may see this grow even more. This is insane. Cool.
Yes, it is insane. Yes, it is insane. Why is it insane? Because this is what is it called? A problem of Donald Trump's making. Donald Trump did all of this. All of this. Donald Trump did all of this. Destroyed that party.
President Trump's approval rating is on the decline roughly 10 months into his second term. Take a look at new CBS News polling, which shows only 40% of Americans currently approve of Mr. Trump's job as president, continuing a steady drop seen since February. And one of the president's most outspoken supporters, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, announced she will resign from Congress early next year after a very public falling out with Mr. Trump. Michael LaRosa and Arena Shaw are with us.
Yes. So we know that for sure. We know that for sure. But we're gonna take a trip down the polling lane. Finna take a trip down the polling lane. Okay, here we go.
Signs for President Trump, even within his own party.
Wait a minute, hold on.
All right, we want to turn now to some new polling and some troubling signs for President Trump, even within his own.
Trump did this. Trump did all of this to his Republican colleagues. Trump did all of this. He was never about helping the American people. That was the problem. They backed him, and he rode their donkey ass. They backed him, and he rode their donkey ass.
Don't party. His approval sinking as more and more Americans disagree with his handling of one of his signature issues, the economy. So what impact could that have on voters in the midterms now less than a year away? Our NBC News chief data analyst, you know him, Steve Kornacki, is live tonight with us at the big board. Steve, let's start with the approval rating. Zoom out and tell us what's going on.
Yeah, Tom, we've gotten a bunch of polling really just in the last day or two. Put it all up for you here. 4 different polls that have just come out looking. This is the big picture question. Do you approve of how Trump is handling his job as president? And look, it's sort of have convergence here. Not good for Trump. The low end, 39% approval. The high end, only 43% approval. We've talked about Trump as president. He's kind of operated in a very narrow range. This is getting to the low end in either Trump term of what we've seen for his job approval.
He can't run again. He is a lame duck president, but this matters for the midterms, especially the economy, right? Because voters are voting their pocketbooks almost always. How is he doing on the economy?
Yeah, and that's it. We've seen this number coming down in the last couple of months, and I think it's directly related to this. 3 of these polls asked specifically about Trump's handling of the economy. And look, the numbers are even worse here. 36, 38, 34% approve. One of the problems for Trump right here is that somewhere 20 and 25% of Republicans are saying they disapprove of how he's handling the economy. And I think this finding from the Fox News poll, I really wanted to show you because I think it gets to the heart of it. They asked overall voters, do you think Trump's economic policies have helped? Only 15%. Hurt 46% or no different. Compare this to the last president, Joe Biden. The numbers almost identical. You saw what the economy did to Biden. Trump in the same category right now with these numbers.
And I don't know if we have sort of other polls that can explain what it is. Is it still that stubborn inflation, right? Because there have been some positive signs on the economy, but it doesn't feel like it's breaking through to voters.
Yeah, well, we can show you. I think, interestingly, you mentioned the midterm elections here. One of the things we find is Democrats opening up a lead on what we call the generic ballot, which party you want to control. But how about this? When asked in this poll, which party do you prefer? A range of affordability issues here, broadly making things more affordable.
That's flipped, yeah.
10-point advantage for Dems, reducing healthcare costs, creating jobs. That's Democratic advantage. We haven't often seen that. Raising wages. This is from the Fox poll.
I told you, the Democrats are trash. Their message is trash. They don't have a leader. We don't have anything. And yet, we're still beating the Republicans. Just imagine if we come up and running and we get our message together. We get our person together. They just don't like Republicans. They just don't like anything that Trump has proposed, because everything that he has done has been negative to the American people.
Double-digit Democratic advantage. So sort of across the board on these issues, the political thermometer moving against Republicans.
And it's interesting, right? Because his first year in his presidency focused on a lot of issues overseas, traveling the world. Next year, we hear he's going to be doing a lot of stuff in the States to talk about affordability. We're going to have to see what happens. So great to have you here, Steve, as always. We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated.
That is where we are with the polling. What the hell is going on with your president? Everything is self-inflicted. Everything is self-inflicted. Everything. On top of this war that he wants to start with the senators, which is wild.
Joining me now is MS Now's Ken Delanian and law professor at Southwestern Law School, former JAG officer Rachel Van Landingham. Thank you both for being here. Ken, I understand you have brand new reporting about the investigation into this video. What do you...
Wait a minute, Mayhem, I didn't know you made millions of dollars in this economy. Did you make millions of dollars in this economy too? What? You made millions of dollars too? What the fuck are you over here caping for a rich man for? Some of y'all be doing some dumb shit.
Be learning.
Chris, we've learned via a person familiar with the matter that the FBI has reached out to schedule interviews with the 6 senators. They've done that through the Capitol Police. And that doesn't mean there's an FBI investigation underway, but it is a remarkable development considering what they actually said and whether there's any evidence of a crime. Most people think there is not. But nonetheless, the FBI is reaching out to schedule these interviews. Of course, one of the issues here would be the speech and debate clause.
Wait a minute, who said anything about not making money, Mark? We said, if you would have came in earlier, you would have heard me say that all of them are corrupt. because Tony Idiot the Tigress keeps coming in here talking about Republicans. And I keep telling her it's all of them, not just the Republicans. It's the Democrats as well. They're all bought and paid for.
Members of Congress are protected from prosecution for things they say and do connected to their legislative duties, not just things they say on the House or Senate floor, but things connected to their legislative duties. No doubt they would argue that this statement falls under that.
Oh no, absolutely, it would not have been worse. Absolutely, it would not have been worse. We would not have had this drama every fucking day since this president has become president. Since this president has become president, we done had drama-filled bullshit every day. Illegal orders, illegal actions, deportations that are wrong, deportations without due clock. No, we would have had a way better thing going on than what's happening right now. Stop it.
Bailiwick, but again, we're along.
You wouldn't have this mass rejection of Donald Trump if it would have been better. It definitely would have been better.
Long way from that, but it is interesting and newsworthy that the FBI is reaching out to schedule interviews with these senators, Chris.
Thank you so much for that. So, Rachel, obviously that is separate and
I could have sworn that I said the Democrats don't have a message. They don't have a leader. We don't have any of that. And we sit at 22%. And yet they still do an overwhelming rejection of the Republican Party. Let that shit sink in. Democrats ain't shit. Ain't got no message. Ain't got nobody to talk about it. And yet and still, they have a mass rejection of this president. No, they didn't have a mass rejection of Biden. Stop it. No, they didn't. Stop it. This is after picking. The problem was we told you all that this president was trash. And then we let him get into office and let him do what he does, as he always does, run the economy in the ground. And now all of you are saying it. That's what's happening. Don't mistake it for anything else. This is what's happening. No, there was no mass rejection of Biden. Stop it.
Part from what I want to talk to you about, because that involves all six. Let's talk about what's facing Mark Kelly.
We're not talking about Biden or Kamala. We're talking about your trash president. We're talking about this trash president, where the people who knew he was trash, said he was trash, said he was going to run the economy in the ground, said it was going to be drama every day. Drama every day. We said drama every day from this president. Every day from this president. And here we are. Every day from this president. Drama and trash filled, no kind of accountability, no kind of pushback from the Republicans or the MAGAs, no kind of pushback. Just let the man run the economy in the ground. Just let him run it in the ground. What in the fuck has he done, Mike Anderson? What has he done besides pass the big, beautiful bill? What has he done? Y'all got to explain it to me. What did y'all get out of the big, beautiful bill? The people who make between $30,000 and $150K, please explain to me what you got out of this big, beautiful bill. Yes, and in 10 months, he managed to run the economy in the ground. In 10 months. Why the hell do you think the Supreme Court is right now about to rule against him and those tariffs, telling him the tariffs are illegal for him to enact? Why do you think the Supreme Court has those tariffs in hand and they're about to make a decision about it? Just wild.
When they say they're launching a review in military terms, what are they reviewing and what does
There is no lower inflation. Why y'all be ain't that groceries ain't down? Ain't none of that down. Ain't none of that down. Where do you get it that is down? I don't know where y'all live in an alternate universe. Cause ain't no damn food prices down. Ain't no food prices down nowhere. I don't know where you get that beef and meat and all of that is down. That's wild. That's wild. Y'all must be stuck in some kind of Kool-Aid. Because if you think stuff is down, you're nuts. And inflation is higher than when Biden went out the door. Biden went out the door at 2.3% inflation. The inflation is almost up to 3% now. That's wild. Whoa, that is wild. And they hiding the job numbers. And they hiding the unemployment numbers. And they're hiding all of that. Y'all need to get into the game, you MAGAs, and stop listening to that garbage.
An investigation actually look like?
Yes, it's higher. Biden went out the door with inflation at 2 point something. It was Mike Anderson. It was. And he got it from 9.2% down to 2.6%. How the hell you think he got it from 9.2% down to 2.7%? Wake up.
Thank you. So it would look like, just going through the video and determining whether or not any of this, what I believe is absolutely First Amendment protected free speech, would fall underneath any of the articles.
It took 2 minutes. And then this idiot, Chris Neck, came in the door. It took 2 minutes. Oh my God. And Kong George came in the door crashing out. Kong George, 7002. 2 minutes. You came in crashing out.
The uniform.
He went out the door, Mike Anderson. The highest rate of inflation under Biden was 9.2%. When he went out the door, it was 2.6 or 7%. 2.6 or 7%. No, you need to get into the game, Mike Anderson, because you're spouting garbage. Jesus, go look up some numbers instead of running your mouth.
Code of Military Justice, which is the military's military penal code, and to see if it rises to the level of one of the military crimes that does restrict service member speech to a greater degree. It's really crazy here, though, and unusual, because the UCMJ actually does.
They know damn well you go to the damn store and ribs, beef, hamburger, all of that is sky high. Stop it. Where the hell groceries done went down at? You need to stop it.
Still apply to retirees like myself, like to Senator Kelly, but to abuse it in such a way to try to threaten a sitting senator to be court-martialed under one of the UCMJ provisions is just extraordinary.
Yeah, I want to make sure we're clear, because, Rachel, the president said this was evidence of seditious behavior, but sedition is not mentioned in the tweet from the Pentagon. It only says that military retirees are subject to federal laws, and I'm quoting here, that prohibit actions intended to interfere with the loyalty, morale, or good order and discipline of the armed forces. So do we know what law or what regulation they're saying he broke?
Sure. I think they're referring to an old 1948 Cold War era statute.
Every time somebody says something this president doesn't like, he crash out. He crashes out. Somebody say your shoes tied wrong, you crash out. You ready to throw a lawsuit in their face. You say, oh, he talked too much. That's why I'm always on True Social. I get on True Social and be talking reckless to the people. Because you got to talk reckless to you MAGA people, because you MAGA people need to be woke up. The bubble needs to burst. Somebody got in this chat and said Biden left when it was 9% inflation. When it's a simple Google to look up any of those stats and find out when he left it was 2.37 something. Beef prices, regular food prices are up a couple cents here and there. Coffee, beef, all of that stuff is sky high. And they in here talking about food is low. Just wild. Sometimes sometimes that coach you in make you look even crazier. Okay.
18 USC 2387, which I believe is grossly unconstitutional following the 1969 Brandenburg case from the United States Supreme Court. But it attempts to criminalize, words or actions that if they have the intent to interfere with the loyalty of those in the service, to get them to basically disobey orders. But again, the actual video said you have to obey lawful orders.
According to the Consumer Price Index, when Joe Biden left office, inflation was 2.9%. When Joe Biden left office, where did you get your 4.5%, Mike Anderson? Because I knew your 9% was fucked up. Where did you get the 4.5? I got mine from the Consumer Price Index. Where did you get yours? And I bet your mine is closer to the truth.
You don't have to obey unlawful.
No, that's not how that works. Wait a minute.
Orders. So even under the actual terms of that statute, the senator's conduct does not meet its terms.
In that video, Democratic lawmakers told U.S. forces who may be asked to carry out an illegal order, quote, "We have your back," but provided
the inflation rate right now, according to Consumer Price Index, is 3.0%. Okay? So if Biden left office with it being 2.9% and now it's 3%, that means it's going up. It's not going down, Mike Anderson. Man, that's wild. That's wild. He ain't got no receipts. I just told you. I got mine from the Consumer Price Index.
No details about how. In this environment and in this Department of War, as they call it, what is a member of the military facing should they refuse to follow an order they believe to be illegal? And if the military goes after them for it, is there anything Congress?
So you must be smarter than all the economists that say that the tariffs are starting to affect people. You must be way smarter than them.
Congress can do about it.
Oh, well, Congress needs to actually legislate and pass those resolutions that call for the president to not bomb, engage in murder campaign against drug cartel members on the high seas. But the military members themselves are in a predicament. They have a legal duty to follow all lawful orders, and that includes all those that come from an appropriate authority and relate to a military duty. There's a legal presumption that all orders are lawful because the lifeblood of the military is obedience to orders. A military member can disobey an order. However, they do so at their own peril, the peril of being court-martialed for the crime of disobedience. It's a military unique crime. However, military members also have a legal duty to disobey unlawful orders, but those unlawful orders fall into the category either they already know it's unlawful, and with the military strikes out in the Caribbean, you've got an Office of Legal Counsel memo saying they're lawful, right? So the military member either needs to know it's unlawful or that should know that the order falls into a patently, manifestly.
I'm at the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's where I'm at. The Bureau of Labor Statistics. U.S.'s Bureau of Labor Statistics. The inflation rate was 2.9% under Biden, and it's 3% right now. So that is one of the official websites that you go to get those stats. Okay? I don't know where you getting your stats from.
Illegality, that is ordering a crime such as go shoot those civilians who are peacefully protesting in Chicago, or bomb this migrant boat that's in the middle of the Caribbean with all civilians in it that are just fleeing their country, right? Those would fall into the small category of crimes that a military member absolutely has a legal duty to disobey, or they're guilty of the actual crime they're committing. They'd be guilty of murder. And so the senator's video, failed to provide.
What can be trusted, Mr. Mayhem? Nothing can be trusted. So if nothing can be trusted, then why you on here talking like you know something? Like we just living like we just living like we cowboys. We ain't got no kind of sense of direction on this planet. That don't even make no sense. Government statistics can't be trusted. That don't even make no damn sense. Y'all don't be listening to people who say statistics don't matter. That shit don't even make sense. You can get 10 different statistics and make the average out and come up with a damn statistic. Stop it.
more nuance that our military members are really in a catch-22 when it deals with orders they may feel are unlawful, but they don't know are unlawful. And
that Biden wasn't faking nothing. Where'd you get Biden? Don't tell me. Fox News told you that Biden was faking his shit. Don't tell me. Please don't tell me.
And their own chain of command are saying is unlawful. It provides this patina of legality and it puts them in a precarious position.
The president has been taking L's all this month. You all hit the like and the share and the subscribe button, please and thank you. We have this content every day. Whenever there's some news or something interesting to talk about, we talk about it. We share it here. Please hit the like, share, subscribe button. I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate all of it. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, indeedy. We have content like this every day. We always have to talk. Yeah. Tigress, I'm used to your talk. I'm used to your rhetoric. I'm used to you doing those lame wacky sticks. Stop smoking the wacky sticks because you come in here and crash out. Took you 2 minutes and then you crashed out. Jesus. I hate when y'all come in here crashing out. I hate when y'all come in here crashing out and you don't like to look stuff up. The lady is lying. That's wild. All I say to you all is go and check the facts. I just gave you the website, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Now you got people in the chat saying, oh no, those don't mean nothing. Those are lies. Why would we believe Mr. Mayhem? Because Mr. Mayhem has nothing to stand on. Go look at the stats and find out what it says. Go look at the stats and make sure that beef prices are low, like Mike keeps saying. Y'all go and check it out. Don't believe me. Don't believe a damn thing I'm telling you. Okay? Don't believe me. And the president has nothing to do with gas prices. Why do y'all keep talking about gas prices as though the president has something to do with those? He has nothing to do with gas prices. He is not OPEC. He is not APEC. He does not control the oil prices in this country. Stop it. What is going on? Why are these simple things that people got to figure out? Why you got to figure this out? The president has never had anything to do with gas prices. Why are we talking about gas prices? Because they're hoping that you aren't smart enough to look these things up. I just told you that Biden's inflation was 9% at its highest. At its highest, his inflation was at 9%. He got it down to 2 point something before he left office. Now it's going at 3%. Okay? No, the president doesn't have anything to do. The president doesn't have a hell of a lot to do with gas prices. Sure, he can call up OPEC and say, lower your gas prices, lower your barrels, lower your barrel amount. But 9 times out of 10, he has nothing to do with gas prices. Okay? And that's nothing compared to the food pricing. Okay?
Illegality of an order will be a complete defense to them, but the punishment is the process. They would have to face being court-martialed potentially for disobedience or face adverse administrative action that bypasses the court-martial process and tries to administratively separate them. And so our military members, unless they already know an order is unlawful, ordering a specific crime like shooting at civilians, or
just like the president has nothing to do with the stock market, the president has nothing to do with the gas pricing. He can influence gas prices, but he has very, very, very
shooting a detainee,
very limited control to do fuck all to do with gas prices. Yeah, you're right, Chris. You need to get the hell on, because people like you think they know everything and then they don't know nothing.
In their custody, they disobey at their peril.
Because all of the gas pricing is out of the president's hands. Most of the gas pricing is out of the president's hands. Sure, he can call up and say, hey, X, Y, and Z, but most of it has nothing to do with him gas prices. has to do with that OPEC petroleum reserve. It has to do with a lot of those things, and that don't have nothing to do with the president. But like I said, every day it's a contest. Every day it's a fight to have the news stay on news instead of being on this president. Every day. And people are sick and tired of it. That's why the polling is the way that it is. Okay? But that's neither here nor there. We have content every day. Hey, we might have some breaking news this evening. We might have us going to war. You all hit the like, share, and subscribe button. We might have more content later on this evening around 10 o'clock. I appreciate it. It does when Biden shut down oil. I appreciate it. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. We will be back later. Hopefully, we will be back later for doing more content. I appreciate all who showed up today because we were just filling out the day and the news for what was going on with the day in the news. Pass on some gossip, pass on some stuff. Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing what she got to do. And we're going to have a lot of Republicans. We're going to have blue wave, the likes you guys have never seen come this midterm if President Trump don't turn this around. And God only knows how he going to do that. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back later.